welcome to the Tom Sawyer Show here on the Warrior Sports Network. I'm Grant Wall, joined as always by Winona State head football coach Tom Sawyer. And coach, there's a lot to get into from a very, very eventful Saturday at the University of Mary. First thing, a big win, 32-23 over the Marauders. That's the key coming out of the game. But then the real story coming out of the game is something we've been watching all season. It's Rayon Simmons, now the career rushing leader at Winona State, a record that you have to be extremely proud of him for setting.
Yeah, well, both of those things are right. I mean, our goal was to go up there in a long trip, 10-hour bus ride to win the football game. We're always about first things first. Let's take care of business, and everything after that is bonus. And we did just that. The kids played extremely well. Tough place to play on the road at a homecoming game, and our kids really, really played well and played full of confidence, and it showed up on the field. You start talking about Rayon Simmons and the rushing record. You go back to the likes of Kevin Curtin, one of the most dynamic players we've ever had here at Winona State, one of our most decorated athletes on the football field, both as a running back and also a return guy. And then you go back behind him, and it's David Lutie, who still holds today the national record for kickoff returns for touchdowns in all of college football. So Rayon Simmons, he's surpassed both of those guys in the rushing the football. Now the most prolific running back we've ever had here in carrying the rock. So it wasn't easy for him. Ray is not a make a lot of people miss, see you later type of guy. He's going to make you earn it. You have to tackle him with 2 or 3 guys, and you'll see highlights where he's just unstoppable. And Saturday was no different. It was a workman's-like approach. What he does so well for us, he sets the tempo of the game. He did that day. We have some other guys come in, but it was a Ray show on Saturday, and it's a award for everybody. And like I told the team, for us as coaches, have been around him all the way through his career here. It's been great. For his teammates, the offensive line, the tight ends that are blocking for him, they're just as excited as he is. And of course, even for our defensive guys, because one more touch got him, a few more yards throughout the years. So everybody had a role in it, but it was Ray's day. We're very excited and very proud of him.
And the way he broke that record, spectacular enough just to get to that record, but to do it the way he did, scoring a touchdown early in the second quarter, was already his second touchdown of the day, ends the game 176 yards, 4 scores. He kind of is one thing to break the record, but then to go out and really just break it the way he did with a performance like that had to be special too.
Well, it did, and he didn't go in the end zone easy. I mean, again, he ran through a couple guys. Our offensive line did a great job, made a kid miss in the alley, and kind of ran over the guy in the end zone. So that was, that was the way he did it all day. Ended up with 4 touchdowns, 177 yards, whatever it was. I mean, it was incredible. And I'm really, really very proud of him. And when you talk to him, and I know he's on the show today, talk to him, and he's about as humble as there is. And so for a kid that came to us through a transfer from St. Louis, Missouri, has really made his name here, etched in stone forever at Winona State history.
And we'll talk to Rayon later, like you said, so we'll move away from him for a moment. Offensively, we've talked about how good the running game has been going right now, but John Tiegelin had a fantastic game throwing the football. 22 of 27 passing, that's a completion percentage, roughly 82%. Really is on target with his footballs right now.
Yeah, when he was off a little bit last week. I think he was a little sick last week actually, but he was off just a little bit, didn't have the high percentage. And you saw this weekend what John Tiegelin actually does. He's a percentage passer. He can throw the deep ball, but we had to get back into a rhythm for him. So we threw more 3-step stuff. Our receivers were very good, try to get him in rhythm, mix it in with the running with Rayon and Chichi. And he got into a great rhythm, checking the plays, reading the coverage, and actually, tore apart through the air. When you go 26 to 27, 22 to 27, yeah. That's unbelievable. I don't care what league you're in, if it's Pee Wee football, that's a great day, and we hope to continue to build on that. And I know he was very excited when he got off the football field as well.
On the other side of the ball, Mary's kind of renowned for their offense, have some great skill players and playmakers offensively, but your defensive effort really limited what they were able to do. Just allowed just 23 points on the game, forced 3 turnovers. How pleased are you with the way your defense played on Saturday?
Well, you always get really frustrated because you think you should stop them on every drive. That's the defensive mentality is the shutouts, right? I mean, everybody talks about that, but you don't see it in pro football. You don't see it very often in major college football. You don't see it in Division II football. There's good athletes on every team. This is Division II scholarship kids. And Bagnell's a great quarterback, and Tyler Steffen You know, he was an All-American receiver. So you're talking about two of the top kids in the league. When they start playing catch and get on rhythm, that's tough to stop. And then they play a real short three-step game. So even when you put pressure on them, the ball's out before you get to them. Now, we hit him a bunch, and we got to him eventually, but it takes its toll. And they can go up and down the field in a hurry. So really the whole story of the game was really our offense was our best defense, where we had the ball for over 40 minutes of time of possession. But our defensive guys played well. Ryan Gertz was back to his old self all over the place. And Chris Norbert, who sprained an ankle Thursday in practice, came back and guarded Tyler Steffen all day, and he had some catches, but he didn't break a big one on him, and so he was fantastic as well.
I was just going to ask about Chris Norbert. Led the team 11 tackles, intercepted a pass, broke up 2 others, put him kind of on an island against one of the best receivers in the league, and he really did his job.
Yeah, he was awesome. You could tell he wasn't 100% because some of those balls they're throwing out right in front of him. Normal day, if he's healthy, he's sticking his foot in the ground and taking that to the house the other way. So then they got away from him for a little while because he was getting closer and closer and batted down a couple, and they went over to the other side. And Darby Lundy was doing the same thing, and they threw up a couple on him, and he was right there, made some nice plays too. So where they hurt us was down the middle of the field a couple times, but that's what Bagnell does. But we did a great job against the #1 receiver, and that's what we really wanted to do.
Spinning this forward now, a second straight road trip is in front of you, going down to Fayette, Iowa. Upper Iowa awaits this Saturday. Another team, and this sounds like a broken record each week, but another team with a very, very good offense, can throw the ball around, and also have a running game that works really well for them.
Yeah, they got a kid, the Smith kid, that's a running back, player of the year last year, and offensive player of the year last year as a rookie, and he's a kid that we recruited, and he's down there. Last week was his first week back. He had 20 carries for about 100, so he was back in the mix. That gives them a little bit more balance on their offense. They're not quite as explosive as they have been, but they can put some points up, and they're averaging about 30 as well. So they can score some points. But last year when they came in here, we just found a way and found some things, and we tore it up for over 700 yards of offense. So I don't know if we'll have that kind of a day, but we're excited to go down there and play in their new stadium, and it'll be a great little trip. We hope to get a lot of people to come down and follow us.
Upper Iowa also has a strong defense. Have some good athletes on that side of the ball. It'll try to limit what you guys are doing offensively.
Yeah, they play some more man cover. They really struggled against us last year in our diagonal games and some mismatch stuff. But really, they're inside 2 linebackers. They're top kids. They got a couple big kids in the middle that just take up some space. But their guy, they're really leaning on is their inside linebacker. The Leggett kid is a fantastic Division I transfer in there. Number 36, he's all over the place. He's one of the top kids in the league. He was all first team the last couple of years. He's legit, and he's really fun to watch. But I hope he sits down on us a little bit on Saturday.
Well, last year when Upper Iowa came into Verizon Wireless Stadium here in Winona, it was 44-3 in favor of the Warriors at halftime. So we'll see if that can be duplicated again this year. We'll be right back. Rayon Simmons, Winona State's all-time leading rusher, will join us after this.
Financial startophobia. Fear of financial endeavors causing putting off till the day after tomorrow that which should have been done the day before yesterday.
If you have financial startophobia, I would recommend Merchants Bank. I had a little touch of financial startophobia, had a good recommendation, and went to the bank and had a great experience. Merchants Bank has personal service. I'm not afraid of anything. They've been around for over 130 years. You know who you're dealing with. Merchants Bank, the bank that's service-built.
And welcome back to the Tom Sawyer Show. I'm joined now by senior running back Rayon Simmons and Ray. At the end of the block with Coach Sawyer, we said that when we come back, we'll be talking to Winona State's all-time leading rusher. When you hear that said, now that you've broken the career rushing record, what does that mean to you?
It means a lot, but it's just a credit to everyone that's helped me throughout my career. Offensive line, the coaches, everyone that's believed in me. So just credit to them.
The thing that I'm struck with the most, looking at your numbers and looking at the games you've played here, is how consistent you've been. You're able to go out game in and game out and perform. How are you able to do that, going out each week and making an impact on the field?
I think the credit to the running back core. We work hard, and the rotation is big. Being able to get up on legs. Chichi Ojika's doing a great job right now. And that's just credit to him. We help each other out. When he's tired, I go in, and when I'm tired, he goes in.
You broke the school record on a 10-yard touchdown early in the second quarter last Saturday against Mary. Just take us through your mind, the play, get the handoff, take it, you see the end zone, cross the goal line. What's going through your mind after you go through? Did you know that it was the rush that gave you the record? And what was it like when you finally figured out that the record was yours?
Actually, I didn't know that run was the record touchdown or whatever. I just was focused on getting a touchdown to help my team get ahead of Mary. And when I found out Theo Burkett was actually the first one to tell me, which is weird because like we were like competing for a job for like 3 years, and now he's like kind of my coach. And it's great to see how we've matured over the years. Like we're cool now, so it's good.
You reached the end zone 4 times. The Warriors held the ball for over 40 minutes in the game. A real grind the ball out, time of possession type win. Was that your game plan going in to try to keep Mary's offense off the field? Was to spend as much time on the field as you could yourself?
Yeah, I feel like that was our game plan. I feel like we executed it a lot better this week. Our run game was just great. Our offensive line did a great job. John Taylor did a great job. Receivers, just everyone just did their 1/11th, and it just worked out perfectly.
When you're standing there ready for a play to begin, standing behind John, getting ready, and you look out, you see John in front of you, you see the receivers on both sides. How amazing is it knowing that there are all of these different weapons that the Warrior offense has? How nice is it, maybe that's a better word, how nice is it to know that there are all of those weapons around you that can really impact the game at any time?
Actually, it's really nice because, I mean, the focus is not solely on me always, and that's a plus. Because when focus is on one person, they tend to stack the box, so that way with everyone else, it opens up a lot for me and Gigi.
You're 3-1 right now, 7 games left in the season. What's the driving force now for you guys as you get into really the heart of your schedule?
Momentum. Feel like we have momentum right now, 2 games in a row, and we're just going to carry on. The more momentum you have, the more you'll win, so we're just trying to do that.
All right, well, we'll look forward to seeing you on Saturday in Fayette against Upper Iowa, and we will see some highlights of Winona State's big win last weekend at Mary, including Rayon's record-setting touchdown run right after this. Welcome back to the Tom Sawyer Show. We promised you highlights, and highlights of Winona State's win over the University of Mary are what you are going to get. A lot of highlights to show this week, Coach. We're going to start here with 3 straight defensive plays. First, a incomplete pass.
Yeah, again, they were trying to throw to Tyler Steffen on Chris Norbert. I thought he did a great job, and you see the pressure here. Sack right there by outside linebacker Alex Coulter.
The Warriors forced 3 turnovers on the game. All of them led to Warrior points, and here's the first turnover of the day.
Well, this is our actually number 3 running back, Anthony Resnick, who strips the ball out on the special teams, and a host of Warriors are jumping on the football. So it's kind of fun, but yeah, special teams made a big play, and they're really starting to play well here in week 4.
Get used to plays like this. Rayon Simmons.
Well, you can see that the offensive line's getting everything fit up. We leave one guy for him to make miss, and that's the safety. And kid didn't get him very often, and you can see it here on his first touchdown run. Yep,
this is his first touchdown of the day. He'd have 4 in all. And this is touchdown number 2, and on this run, he breaks the school record.
Yeah, it's kind of neat. Obviously, it's one to break the record, but then doing it while you're scoring a touchdown just adds to it. So, like we said before, very proud of Rayon and the offensive line.
Great rush here. That's Alex Coulter with that tackle for loss.
Yeah, defensive playing fast. That was fun. And you see, again, we're just getting everything fit up. There's not much left to do but run in the end zone.
John Teeland, a fantastic day throwing the ball. This one deep to Tyler Spear.
Yeah, Tyler, our receivers were on. He played well. I'd say Adams played well, and so did Sean Hurts in the ball game. But Tyler Spear was fantastic. Here's an interception by Chris Norbert. If he didn't trip on the line here, he might have been gone. But there was some soft turf, and he just fell over.
A couple more great defensive plays starting right here.
Yeah, it's great pressure again. The guys are all over it, and that's Ryan Gertz doing his thing. Like I said, he showed up, and he played fantastic.
Chris Norbert again with a great defensive play.
He was about a half step away. Of course, he sprained his ankle in the middle of practice on Thursday, so if he's healthy, he might have got a couple more picks because they kept throwing at him, and I was kind of happy they were. Again, great pressure right there by the defense, turned it into making him throw the ball away. Lucky there was a running back in the area.
Rayon Simmons is going to get the carry here, and he does what Rayon does.
Well, you can see all the guys covered up. I mean, there's nobody touching him until he's 7 yards downfield, and then he runs through, around, and over the top of a couple to get a few more yards.
Another good defensive play here by the Warriors, breaking up a pass.
Yeah, down the middle of the field. That's Matt Splon actually coming in our nickel package, and he dove and made a great play.
We're going to see several offensive plays in a row here. Starting John Tagland with a nice pass again.
Well, you can see the kind of athletic ability that Tyler Spear has. Takes the ball all the way down with inside the 10-yard line. That was a great catch on a big third down for the Warriors.
And Tagland had a great day throwing the ball.
Well, you can see he's poised in the pocket. His feet are set. Throwing the ball. That's Jay Adams down there doing his Orlando shift. We call that down on the sideline. But yeah, John was awesome.
And this is Rayon's 4th touchdown of the day.
Well, you can see the guards pulling around, and you know, that's a freshman guard pulling around there and making contact with the safety 7 yards downfield.
Winona State held the ball for 40 minutes, and this is why we're going to see about 4 straight plays running the ball, making guys miss.
Well, the last drive of the game, it was over 6.5 minutes long, 16 plays or whatever it was, and we ended up with kneeling it down at the end of the game on the 1-yard line. So, perfect way to finish a great football game by the Warriors.
This next play here shows some creativity, a little misdirection. He's going to get some yardage out of this play.
Well, you know, we faked the pass and take the run, but that's Chichi Ojika bounced in and made the safety fall down, and then you can see, everybody can see how fast he is going down that sideline. So a really good mix with him and Ray.
Not too bad of a run right there either.
No, that's just awesome. He's just on a roll right there. Rayon is behind Ishmael Karan and that offensive line.
And Ishmael gets reward for his blocking with this, and watch the hurdle at the end of this one.
You know, ever since we brought him to the luncheon a couple weeks ago, we talked about not getting any touches. All of a sudden, he's become a star. So we're going to feed him every week, I think, now.
John Tagland again. He really steps up and makes a nice pass on this one.
Well, he did. That was to Jay Adams across the middle. Another big third down to really keep the drive alive. But watch, you can see him set his feet and throw it is awesome.
And watch this catch by Jim Montgomery.
Yeah, Jimmy Montgomery, a senior tight end, big play of the game, kept the drive alive. I think we ended up with a field goal on that possession, but he was fantastic in the football game as well.
And once again, strong pass rush by the Warrior defense, not letting Mary get settled all game.
Well, this is Tyler Kubler. We finally getting him healthy too. And you look at the sidelines. You can see how excited the guys are. Kind of put the game away. But when he's healthy now, he's unbelievable.
All right, and we will be right back after this.
Financial startophobia. Fear of financial endeavors causing putting off till the day after tomorrow that which should have been done the day before yesterday.
If you have financial startophobia, I would recommend Merchants Bank. I had a little touch of financial startophobia, had a good recommendation, and went to the bank and had a great experience. Merchants Bank has personal service. I'm not afraid of anything. They've been around for over 130 years. You know who you're dealing with. Merchants Bank, the bank that's service built.
And welcome back to the Tom Sawyer Show. I'm now joined by Ryan Markgraf, Warrior assistant coach, working with the offensive line and the tight ends. And Ryan, Rayon Simmons was in here earlier talking about how so much of the credit for his record goes to the guys up front who are blocking for him. What's it like for those offensive linemen? We've seen how excited they've gotten about Rayon's record and the part that they play in that. What's it like for those guys to be blocking for a back like Rayon?
Well, it's the best feeling in the world. I mean, Rayon does so many amazing things. Breaking tackles, making guys miss. It really makes our job easy. And to set a record like this for the O-line, when we don't get too many stats, that's our stat, and we just set a big one.
That's something that the guys have to be able to hang their hats on. 2 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons for Rayon. He's on the pace for a third. The rushing numbers that this offense has put up over the past few years is pretty remarkable. That's got to be a real point of pride for those guys on the O-line as well.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, just every little thing we can do as offensive linemen, just helping out the team, doing our part, that's what we like to do.
You're also working with the tight ends, a very deep core of tight ends. Have 3 or 4 guys who are contributing on a regular basis. What's it like to work with them, and how does working with the tight ends differ from working with the offensive linemen?
Well, in practice, it's pretty much the same thing. We like to block a lot. But once we go 7-on-7, that's when we do the fun stuff and catch balls. If you remember Ishmael Karan doing his hurdle near the end zone this week, that was pretty fun to see.
You're a graduate assistant. You've been with this Warrior program for a while. Give me a day in the life of a graduate assistant. What's it like for you?
Wake up early, do a lot of work, go home late at night.
So the story of the game is work, work, work.
Yes, sir.
What's it like working with this staff? a group of guys who have been around for quite a while, and a lot of them have been together for quite a while. What's it like to be able to rely on that knowledge of a staff like this?
Oh, it's the best feeling in the world. I mean, working under Coach Keller, Coach Blazik, and Coach Sawyer, I mean, there's no better people to learn from. And then just in the meeting rooms every day, it's just fun working with them.
What's it like? You work the most closely with Coach Blazik. He's a guy who played Division I football, has coached for several years now at a very high level. What's it like to be able to learn from a guy like that with all the experiences in the game of football that he has?
It's great. Coach Blazik's energy for the game is just unmatched. You'll see him on the practice field, game field, he'll be the loudest one out there. And everyone will know what's going on with the O-line, good or bad.
He definitely brings a lot of noise and a lot of passion to what he's doing.
Yes.
Going forward now, Upper Iowa this Saturday. Upper Iowa, a defense that's very athletic, including Coach Sawyer talked about their middle linebacker who can make a lot of plays. What do you have to do to neutralize what they're going to try to do against you?
We just got to do our 1-11, like Ray said. Offensive line, we just got to know our blocking schemes and get the men we're supposed to get. They got some big boys up front. We got to get 2 bodies on one, chip one guy out for the linebacker.
Excellent. Well, we will be looking forward to that. 1 o'clock on Saturday is kickoff time from Fayette, Iowa. So we'll be looking forward to a Warrior game down there. Thanks very much for joining us, Ryan, and we will see you next week on the Tom Sawyer Show.